Well, tough day for our seniors, playing the last home game and was wanting to obviously send those guys out the right way, and I thought those guys played really hard. We had 6 seniors that we really celebrated today for senior day. Carson-Newman, very tough offense to defend, and I thought defensively they really did some good things against us, and I thought we struggled offensively to get the ball moving a little bit. Showed some flashes, but just not enough that we could capitalize on. I was really proud of the way that our defense played for the most part. I don't think the score is indicative of really the improvement that we showed and some of the things that really took place. Our sideline energy was really good. We had a lot of good morale. I think that's a sign of some guys are responding to what we're trying to get them to do. They were excited to play the game today. I think there was a lot of good competitive spirit, and that's worth a lot. And, as you stand up here as a coach, you want to be able to build on improvements and see improvements and feel that, and that certainly was evident today. And so I was really proud of our team for bringing that. And, I think the last, whatever it was, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever it was, I think it started to get a little bit ugly there. But, again, I don't think that was indicative of just kind of, we were really close, and I thought defense really tried to hold them. We gave up that one big long run there in the first half, but for the most part, we had a great game plan. Defensive coordinator Tim Driscoll had a great game plan that we had put in. But, that's the thing about defending the option is you got to be able to stay disciplined, and you do it time after time after time again, and to be able to stop it. So proud of our guys is just effort and enthusiasm and competitive spirit here today. And, obviously we got to continue to get better, and some of the younger guys in the program need to continue to see the vision for what it needs to look like and some of the things that really need to be better 1 year from now. And, that's kind of a challenge that we just talked about in the locker room. So, hopefully those guys can keep learning and growing and keep moving forward. And, the great thing is we got one more game left, and so we got another opportunity to still improve and to gain more valuable experience here. Obviously, I think Carson-Newman makes adjustments, and I thought we ran the ball a little bit in the first half to where it was feeling kind of comfortable, but I think they started to really be able to shut down everything in the core, and we just didn't have a great answer. I thought Josh Jones was a little off today, and I thought he felt a little bit rushed, and I thought there were some inaccurate passes there, and I thought we had some drops, and so the passing game didn't feel good at all. And so obviously when you can't run between the tackles and then the passing game isn't really giving you a great answer, it's tough on the offensive side of the ball.
What do you think of the offensive line today?
There was a lot of good. I kept watching them in terms of pass protection. A lot of good. And I just, this is something that, we've got 5 true freshmen on offense starting right now and 0 seniors. We didn't celebrate an offensive senior today at all. And there's a lot of youth, and there's a lot of room for those guys to continue to get better. And, to be able to show flashes and move the ball and protect and run the ball and do some things that, those guys, I think they're continually, there's no replacement for experience. You can't substitute that. So, I know that they're getting better, and I know that it'll pay off here.
Going to Dale a little bit more today? I know he only had 2 pass attempts, but usually he's a little bit more involved with the offense.
Well, we wanted to stick with Jones as long as we could, and to give him a feel for just kind of really getting in a good solid groove, and we didn't put Josh Dale in until the end there, so we decided to stick with Jones.
Forced a couple turnovers today. You guys got to do to maximize get points out of them.
Yeah, I think it's just, it really comes back to, everybody on offense needs to continue to execute and do your job, and you got to just do that every single play. And if you're not on the right page, the same page, if you're not, just running a route that's extremely crisp and sharp, and we got a little bit of pressure and we got to scramble, and the throw isn't as accurate as it needs to be. I mean, just little things can affect it, and I mean, you got to be able to extend drives, you got to be able to capitalize on third downs, and I mean, it's just it's simple in terms of that, but then when you break it down, I mean, you got to have guys that are confident and comfortable and are going to be able to beat the man across from them, and there's a lot that goes into it.
We did have the touchdown came from Quad. What did you see from him today as far as trying to fill in for Sheridan?
Well, I think Quad is actually getting more confident. I think he's got a confidence level that is really coming through, which is good to see. And I think it's a lot different from earlier in the year. And he's the more reps he gets and the more times he touches the ball, the more you should be able to get confident and more comfortable. And that's definitely what I see out of Quad. And he's a guy that is looked at as a great leader and a great energizer on our team, and it's good to be able to see him, put forth some good production on the field.
Aside from the miss and then the late penalty, special teams play on day.
Yeah, well, the wind was a little factor, right? And the field goal kickers were, I don't know. I think we switched back and forth a little bit. I didn't feel comfortable with really either one of them at certain times, and we were able to get a couple field goals, I think. But yeah, I think Isaac hit one there at the end, and then they returned it, and it was a couple penalties, and but I think on kickoff we were able to kick some into the wind. They had trouble fielding them, so there was some good there. So I think there was some good, and then I think there was also some stuff that we need to be able to be more solid and consistent on too. Well, the 6 seniors are on defense, and so, there's 3 of them on the D-line, Tyler, Tajay, and Nate. Tyler and Tajay give us a great pass rush. That's what they've really been very good with here in their careers, and, that's definitely going to be something that we'll miss. And obviously, just the experience that they've had, as they've gone through the program. Nate's been a very solid program guy, and has done a very good job for us in other roles. You got Justin Davis and Josh Manns in the secondary, and those guys gave us a lot of good, valuable reps. Josh Manns played a lot of football for us, and JD here this year has filled a nice role for us as well at safety. And then Navante Gamble, he couldn't play today. He was injured and at linebacker. So hopefully we'll get him back next week and he can at least play his last game. But he's a guy that actually played fullback for us and jumped over to the defensive side this year and has really done a great job. And I'm excited to see if he can come back next week and at least be able to, finish out his career the right way.
And so late in the third quarter, it was still a one-possession game, so you guys
yeah.
very much in it. So the close plays and missed field goals and things like that could have come out on top. How did that influence the outcome today?
Well, I think every play matters, right? And that's something we talk about. You want to play your best this play. You want to forget about what happened the last play, no matter how good it was, no matter how bad it was. And you got to be able to respond and be able to do that. So there's never a play that you can take off or think that, you can sweep under the rug. I mean, if something bad happens, you got to keep moving forward and hopefully try to make up for it. But, I think if you have enough plays that, you're not focused and really doing your best on every play, then they add up in the end. And that's really what happens in the game of football is a lot of little things start to add up, and before you know it, it becomes the big things. So, there's no minor details, and everything matters, and you got to be able to execute every precise technique and job responsibility that you have, no matter if it's offense, defense, or special teams. And you just need all 11 guys doing that, out there on the field. A lot of moving parts, and everybody's got to be able to really understand the mentality that requires to do that.